evening, everybody. We'll call the meeting to order. We'll stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we will do, looks like we have somebody online, so
Yeah.
we will do a roll call, please, Jay.
All righty. So, hang on just a sec. There it is. So, again, just like usual, please say here so we know that you're in attendance, and we can either hear you online or hear you right here in the room. So Wendy,
Here.
Kristen,
Here.
David G.
Here.
Annie,
Here.
Tyler,
Here.
Christine had emailed us she would be absent today. Leslie,
Here.
Patricia, I believe is on.
Here.
Awesome, we got her. Rebecca,
Here.
Sean,
Here.
Brian,
Here.
David T.
Yes, here.
Tom notified us that he would not be in attendance tonight. And student reps Claire. Awesome. And I was told Ben wouldn't make it tonight. Is that correct? I believe so. Good. Thank you. Back to you, Sean.
So I believe we have some student representatives here tonight. I don't have your names in front of me, so I'm sorry I don't know them. So if you want to introduce yourselves when you come up, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Hi, I am Olivia Whitcomb. I am the student rep for our junior class of 2026. I'm here to talk about our student senate committees. So far, Outreach Committee is planning carnation sales for Valentine's Day. We've contacted Hopkins, a local flower shop, about carnation prices and the available colors. Also discussing a volunteer opportunity at a nearby soup kitchen over winter break. Our Spirit Committee is continuing to work on planning our winter carnival. Currently, we are figuring out the size and number of t-shirts we need and more details on what activities will take place based on the student preferences. We also are waiting for the finalized Amazon order for hallway decorations to be placed. Our Wellness Committee has ordered Bear Cave t-shirts as well as have almost finished Black Bear cards. They will be ready for the end of the semester to give to our honor students. Voice Committee has been preparing for the school's Neon Night dance. The dance will take place on Saturday, January 11th from 7:30 to 10. Technology Committee is working with Outreach to help streamline carnation sales, as well as working on winter carnival signups. That is all.
Thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
great.
I'm the student representative for the middle school. Acadia's math classes held a tournament for good citizenship, efforts, and behavior. It was based on the Harry Potter Hogwarts houses. The Community Cafe members partnered with many middle schools hosts to make Christmas cards for veterans. Tomorrow, the cafe has a presentation on needs. Many students had fun thanks to the snow and new sleds donated by the PTC. Moose Island is exploring the idea of change this trimester. Students are learning about change makers in the world and are reading biographies and learning about outlines. They are also learning about energy transfer and thermal energy. Additionally, they are learning about the U.S. Constitution and the Bill of Rights, as well as the amendments, and we will be looking at ways that citizens can create change within our government. In Reader's Workshop, they are engaged in a solutionary project where groups are focused on problems of interest and finding solutions that cause the most good and least harm. This spring, we invite others in to learn about our projects. Moose Island would also like to welcome our new student teacher, Chloe Allen from UMF. Royal River is going on the first field trip of the year on the 22nd. They're going to the UMA to go and visit a program at the Holocaust and Human Rights Center to learn about the decision-making in times of injustice. They will connect the learning they have done about the Holocaust. This will connect the learning they have done about the Holocaust. After this, Royal will go to a state house to see elected officials work. For German, in December we participated in an international holiday commercial contest. Each day we watched 2 German holiday-themed commercials, voted on our favorites, and followed the competition through quarterfinals, semifinals, and the finals. Over 39 students took part across a total of 39 U.S. states and 6 countries worldwide. We discussed cultural differences and chose our favorites to connect with German culture and language, and we're already excited for the new year. In the new year, we're focused on understanding how current events connect us to a wider world. We're asking questions like, why does something happening far away matter to me? Can I relate to it at all? Students decided it does. For example, we recently learned about a snowstorm in Germany that closed 2 major airports during the busy holiday season. We then talked about how weather impacts our lives here in Maine, like when we observe our forecast to see if we can wear shorts to school in winter or cross our fingers for a snow day. It's all about understanding the world and seeing how global events can shape our lives, even as middle school students. Thanks for supporting our German program. The middle school basketball teams have been having a great success so far. The A girls are 8-1 heading into the last 3 games of the season, and the A boys are 9-0. The B teams have also had great seasons, as both teams have won almost all of their games. Playoffs for the A teams start in a couple of weeks. Both teams are hoping to win the championship. Alpine skiing began on Monday. The team practiced at Kents Hill, and their first meet is on the 18th. Nordic has also begun their season. The chamber choir students are working on auditions. Traditionally, students are auditioned at the beginning of the year, but because we got off to a rocky start, all students who signed up were allowed to sing in the winter concert. We will hold auditions at the end of January and will be working on music skills in the meantime. The concert choir, upgrade band, and recruits band have all worked together to find one song each to perform at the spring concert. Ms. Simpson has chosen the others, keeping in mind current skills and skills that should be developed to be successful next year. The concert choir has 4 new members and the recruits band has 2 new members. The recruits band will bring a song that was published only a few months ago. They will be one of the first bands in the world to perform the piece. The spring concert is currently scheduled for Tuesday, June 3rd at 7 p.m. in the middle school gym. Thank you.
Thank you so much. A lot of great things happening. Good job. Good job to both of you. Thank you for sharing. And next up is citizens' comments. The one, do we have anybody online, Diane? Okay, yep, we can wait a second for that.
Oh, no, thank you. From the school. Sorry.
All right, I think we're all set. Additions, adjustments to the agenda by the Board of Superintendent?
I do not have any.
All right, I don't think we have anything by anyone. Reports?
Can I do a celebration?
Yes, absolutely.
And I normally would ask one of the schools to talk, but one of our goals is looking at chronically absent students, and we've been doing a lot of work starting last year into this year. And in my report, you'll see that I report on it monthly. Where are we with truancy and where are we with chronically absent? So the first celebration I'd like to recognize is in my time here, this is the first time we've ever gotten through the month of December with no students being truant. And I think that is a milestone in terms of addressing attendance and stuff like that. The other thing I want to point out, or there's 2 more things I want to point out around attendance. when you look at the chronically absent, our numbers continue to kind of drop and/or plateau. But when I'm looking district-wide from last year to this year and comparing month to month, which we've started to do, like I'm going to use December as our last month. In 2024, in the district, it was 18.6% chronically absent. We are down to 16% this year. So again, I know it's 2%. It may not look like a big number, but that is significant when you go into the schools and you look at what's going on in the schools. So really my celebration is a thank you to the principals and assistant principals and the other staff within the school that are making a concerted effort to address this goal, talk to students and talk to families about the importance of attendance. So again, we may not be exactly where we want to be, but we're seeing improvement. And again, not having anyone truant through the first basically 5 months of the school year is a pretty amazing thing. That's never happened before. So our efforts are working and we're going to continue to work on this, but I just wanted to celebrate that.
That's awesome. Good work, everybody. Thank you for sharing. Mr. Searay, did you want to address?
Good evening. My name is Dylan Saroy. I'm the co-president of the Maranacook Area Schools Association. And I just wanted to share our report with you. I'm not going to read it word for word, but I'd like to hit some of the highlights. Coming up this month, January 17th, we're celebrating Principal and Vice Principal Appreciation Day. In addition, a couple weeks later, on February 3rd, we're celebrating School Counselors Appreciation Day. And we hope that the board will join us in sharing appreciation. An email could go a really long ways. I want to say we are truly blessed in RSU 38 to have such a team of administrators. They really deserve our respect and appreciation for all the work that they do and for making our schools as great as they are. The next item, as well, hopefully all of you know, we have a social studies teacher, Forrest Toby, who is currently battling stage 4 colon cancer. He's the father of 2 young girls, and over the past month, there's been a great fundraising effort through a GoFundMe set up, I believe by Steve DeAngelis. It's raised quite a bit of money, and the Maranacook Area Schools Association, MASA, is also doing a small fundraiser. And I've put a hat and an envelope back here along with some information about the fundraising goals. But the nice thing about the MASA fundraiser is every dollar we raise will be matched by the MEA, the Maine Educators Association. So that's up to $1,500. So every dollar kind of counts twice with this additional fundraiser we're doing for Forrest. I'm still recovering from a cold, so I'm probably going to depart after I say my piece here. But Cal Dorman has offered to collect that envelope if anyone wants to add money to it, towards the end of the meeting or, whenever tonight. The next item in the report sort of relates to the human resource director, or the lack of the human resource director position currently. And I just wanted to clarify that this portion of the report is meant to celebrate the central office staff who's been working really, really hard to support all staff throughout the district in all the ways that a human resource director does. This includes accessing, sick bank, taking additional courses, college-level courses, and having those courses reimbursed, and many other things that the human resource director does. And central office staff has really, really stepped up, along with Superintendent Charette. I will say that teachers are concerned with the loss of the director position, and I think would prefer to have the director position rehired, but MASA is certainly open to working with the superintendent and learning more and understanding that it is fairly uncommon for a school district of our size to have a human resource director. So I just wanted to add a little clarification and context there. Substitute teachers, it's no secret that we've been struggling since COVID, maybe before, but COVID has especially exacerbated the problem of a lack of substitute teachers. Throughout the district, about 30% of teacher absences go unfilled. What I mean by unfilled is unfilled by a substitute teacher. They are filled in different ways. Students go into study halls. We're able to pull ed techs. Occasionally administrators will cover classes. So it's not that children are being unsupervised, of course, but not as ideal as having a sub. With regard to the lack of subs, I don't want to undermine or underplay the work that the superintendent has been doing with MASA on this. The superintendent has really been great about exploring different ways to attract subs, including different ideas on advertising, offering training for subs so that they're not sort of thrown into the fire if they're new to it, and the potential for increasing pay to make it more competitive with other local districts like Winthrop and things like that. So it's a struggle, but we're making progress, I think. The very last item is an invitation. Teachers would love to have school board members visiting our schools, seeing what teachers and staff, seeing what we do on a day-to-day basis. And I'm going to be working with a group of teachers to sort of come up with convenient times and contacts. And I'll be emailing all of you hopefully within the next 2 weeks with some details on this. I know you all work, it's hard. It's hard to visit a school when school is in session, but I'll work with some teachers at elementary schools, middle school, and the high school, and try to offer you some opportunities to get into the classroom if you would like to. But I think that brings me to the end of the MASA report. Do you guys have any questions for me while I'm here, before I skedaddle?
Any question? David, do you have a question?
More comment, I'm looking forward to the email about being able to visit.
Awesome.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right. Sorry. Do we have any more questions on the reports or anything? Anybody? All right, then there's a bunch of committee meetings. David, take note.
Yes, I'm already taking note. I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
We have a policy, that's just the first reading. So if you have any comments, or you can email Jay or anyone on the policy committee about that policy. All right, moving on to,
Sean, before we move on,
yes,
I just want to make sure that there's a reminder for folks that these committee meetings, there's a lot of really good work, a lot of heavy focus on a lot of things that we need to be considering and evaluating throughout our district to make good decisions, whether it's about our schools or whether it's about our staff and whether it's about policies and so on. And this stuff is all extremely interconnected to how we evaluate the budget process and how we evaluate budget decisions. And that these committee meetings are open to public on a regular basis, and it doesn't mean that you need to commit to being in a committee long-term in every meeting or the like. And Zoom is always very easily available, made available by the superintendent. It's really important that folks start to participate and attend in any way and as much as possible to get more and more information, as it's not always information that is super widely distributed because there can just be so much of it. But it is gone over and they take very good notes. So I encourage people to attend. And maybe there's I know that we already put these dates out we publish these out like on Facebook and some of these other things. So just watch for them. Watch for them, ask about them, attend any of them, just to have a better understanding as to what is going on within them. And that's what I wanted to say about that, because it's all super connected to this time that we're about to roll into in a big way.
Thanks for that reminder, Leslie. It's greatly appreciated. Anyone have anything else before we move on to the action items, discussion, all the other fun stuff? All right, moving right along. Approval of minutes of December 4th, 2024 special board meeting.
I move we approve the minutes of the December 4th, 2024 special board meeting.
Second?
Haven't been moved and seconded, discussion? Leslie?
Me again?
Yep.
In regards to these minutes that were published, I want to make a particular comment regarding the vote on the action for expulsion of the student. The notes will show 10 in favor, 1 opposed, my name attached. I wanted to make sure to publicly clarify that my opposition was not to the expulsion as a whole, but that there are options within what needed to be considered around the expulsion, and simply I was not on the same page at the end, but it was not, I did not want there to be a misunderstanding that I did not support the decision for the need for expulsion in some way. There just was a few layers to that made that look different, so it was important to me to clarify today.
Thank you, Leslie. Anyone else have any discussion on those minutes? All right, we will call for a roll call, please.
All righty. Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Abstain, wasn't present.
yeah. Christine is not here. Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
David T,
Yes.
and Tom is not here. Claire? Thank you. So 1 abstention, and so it passes.
I should have kept track, sorry.
10 yeses, so we're
Okay,
good.
yep, passes. All right, approval of minutes of December 4th, 2024 regular board meeting.
I move to approve the minutes of the December 4th, 2024 regular board meeting. Second.
Haven't been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Fastest board meeting ever.
Seeing no discussion, call for a roll call.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Abstain, wasn't present.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
David T,
Yes.
and Claire.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
All right, 10 in favor and 1 abstention,
Abstention, yeah.
passes. All righty, moving right along, acceptance of donations.
I move we accept the donations as presented. Second.
Haven't been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I'm just curious if the Education Foundation has an extra zero, or
No, that's,
it's 11,000?
oh,
It should be 1,100.
yeah, it should be 1,100, I believe, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's.
So we'll adjust that.
Yeah, I see what
When
you
I
said.
looked at it, I thought it was $1,100,
Yeah, I
so
see
good
what you
catch.
said. Yeah, good catch. Yeah, so,
So we will adjust that on the
Great
donation.
donation.
it's still a good sign, but. Yes. All right, we will call for a roll call.
All righty. Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
David T,
Yes.
and Claire.
Yes.
So unanimous.
Unanimous, yes, and thank you everyone for all those donations to the food cupboard. I hear great things, the great work they do. Acceptance of teacher resignation due to retirement, June 30, 2025, Denise Churchill, technology integrationist.
I move we accept the teacher resignation due to retirement of Denise Churchill, June 30th, 2025, technology integration. Second.
Have been moved and seconded, sorry. Discussion? Hearing no discussion, we'll call for a vote.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia, Patricia,
Yes.
oh, gotcha. Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
David T,
Yes.
and Claire. Passes unanimously.
All right, moving right along, acceptance of teacher resignation due to retirement, June 30, 2025, Dan Holman Middle School.
I move we accept the teacher resignation due to retirement, June 30th, 2025, Dan Holman, middle school.
Second.
Haven't been moved and seconded, any discussion? Hearing no discussion, we will call for roll call.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
David T,
Yes.
and Claire.
Yes.
Again, passes unanimously.
Alrighty, moving right along, consideration of proposal for makeup day for middle/high school. It was for the day missed on 11/14/2024. Jay, if you wanna.
Yep, I'll give you, in your packets, at the very end, it's 7F. So again, as Sean stated, we had an event, a safety event that happened. We chose to close school on November 14th for the entire day, and it was just the middle school and high school. We do have to make up that day by statute. So I put together this memo explaining what I did to gather information before making a recommendation. I had sent out a Google survey of different options, basically 3 different options that were allowable under state law. One of them being you can add so first off, I should say, in order to make up a day, you have to have a minimum of 5 hours to make up the day. Again, you can have the full time, but it's got to be at least 5 hours. So one of the things, and we have done it in the past, where we added an hour to the end of the day across an entire week to give us that 5-hour minimum. The other option was a workshop day that is scheduled for Friday, the 18th. And again, we would do a 1 o'clock dismissal because it was originally scheduled as a workshop day. Again, getting those 5 hours in. And the final option was to use a combination of remaining early release days. We would have to use 2 early release days to make up it actually ends up making up 6 hours total instead of 5, but we need 2 days to be able to do that. So what we would do is dismiss the elementary school at their regular time. They would still have an early release. The teachers would have their professional development. The middle school and high school teachers would stay with students. Students would stay in. And we would, because of the way the buses run, buses leave, transport the elementary school, but they'd be back at 2:30 roughly to pick up the high school students to then drop them off at their regular times. So again, the percentages were on there with the 1 hour being the least favorite option. The workshop day was at 40.6. The combination of 2 early release days was 44.9. I chose the 2 early release days that I recommend that we make this up on January 24th and March 5th. And again, that would give us 6 hours of time to make up. And what I did is I kind of looked at where they were in the year, as well as were those times, it's never ideal to take those times away from teachers, but again, looking at what's the ideal time to be able to be manageable for families and for students as well, so.
So
Yeah.
January 29th, Jay, I think. Not the 24th.
Not the 24th, the 29th, thank you very much,
29th.
Leslie, that is correct, the 29th. Again, per statute, it's got to be at least 5 hours. If we do the 2 early release days, we would have 6 hours, so we would be well within our window of time. In order to be able to do this, I need to submit a waiver to the state that changes the calendar. So the school board, in essence, I'm asking you guys to change the calendar. We would submit that to the state for their approval, and then we would inform everyone and be able to roll that out to be able to make up that day. So again, at the bottom of that, again, I should note, elementary would not change. The students would still go home at their regular early release time, and the teachers would stay for their professional development time. The middle school and high school will just run as normal on those days, and that would be able to make it up. Again, we've used this in the past as well as one of the options. I thought it was important to get staff feedback by those people who were most affected by it. So I just went with the majority rules and looked at what made the most sense there, so.
What was your second recommended early release switch?
It would have been the April 18th date, the Friday before April vacation.
That's not early release, that's a workshop.
Oh, excuse
day,
me,
right?
workshop day, that would have been a full workshop day, yes.
No, what was the other early release day? You said 129 and then.
There's another one
March
today.
5th. It's right,
It's in the memo.
yeah, it's right in the memo.
Okay.
Yeah, we could have used the one in May, but that one is used a lot for transition, so I didn't want to take that one away.
I see a couple hands up. I saw Rebecca's first.
Jay, I'm just wondering if it was what the staff wanted, what made you sway from the 1 day to the 2 days?
Because that's what they voted for. They had
That's what they
44,
voted for?
40,
Okay,
yeah,
that's what I-
almost 45%. That
Oh,
was the
that's-
majority, so.
I didn't know that's what I meant. I
Annie?
missed that.
So just real quick, and I feel a little unsure about asking this, because that extra hour, there's no way to bank that extra hour, understanding that an hour, it has to be 5 hours. And the reason I ask is because you're able to take each singular hour and have that equal 5 hours in total.
Yeah.
So, but that, it has to be consecutive, and that's.
Right,
that's-
exactly.
okay,
It would just
okay.
have to be the whole, yeah.
Gotcha.
Wendy, go ahead.
Are the bus drivers okay with the
Yes.
2 days? They were
Yes.
asked as well?
Yes, yeah.
Okay,
All
so
of
they're
it.
good with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Food service, I informed, it didn't change food service at all, so they were like, whatever you do, just let us know.
Okay,
Yeah,
That's true.
so,
Yeah,
all right, the bus drivers,
the bus drivers were okay with
Okay.
that, yeah.
Go ahead, Kristen.
So this will change immediately or after you get the approval?
You guys wouldn't need to vote, it's just a formality. I submit the paperwork in the minutes showing that you guys approved it, and they'll approve it from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only concern and the reason I ask is, I think last year we did something similar and people were a little perturbed with how soon it happened.
Yes,
So seeing the January 29th versus the April 18th gives the community members time.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm a little bit like,
I'm looking to get that out because now that I've gone through it and seen, like you said, it's pretty much the state. As long as you guys approve it, the state will approve the waiver as well. So I'd like to inform them as soon as possible after you guys take the vote. Like in the next couple of days, I would send a memo out. So hopefully there would be as little impact as possible to the families because they'd have time, ahead of time and notice. So good point, very good point.
Any other questions, comments, concerns?
Just on top of what
Leslie.
Kristen's saying, since there are 4 dates,
Yeah.
why not the May date, which is also Wednesday?
Yeah.
I could see not pulling that Friday before February vacation.
Right, that
I
would
get
make
it,
sense,
I get
right?
it, I get it,
Yeah.
like, I don't think it- that's
The
a no.
May date, the middle school and high school do a lot of transition planning. So I really don't want to take that date away from them because otherwise they'll have to take all of those meetings that they're holding during that early release time and find other times outside to do that. And that will be challenging. And Rick, you can speak to that if you want, just to give Leslie a little more context or. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, yeah.
So I would move that the calendar be modified as recommended by the superintendent to make up the student day canceled on November 14th, 2024.
Second.
Having been moved and seconded and a lot of discussion, I'm going to call for a roll call.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
David T, sorry,
It's good. David T, it says yes.
and Claire. Yes. Awesome, so passes unanimously, and I will keep you guys informed after I get it submitted, but I will, as Kristen noted, I will get a memo out before the end of the week, and we'll send another we'll send a couple of reminders, but we'll get an
Maybe a
early
memo,
memo out.
maybe a text.
I was
a
gonna say, yeah, if
multiple
you could send it out,
Yeah.
that text alert, that
Yeah.
always gets attention too.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, the next item, consideration of requests for out-of-country travel, France and Spain, April 17th to the 25th, 2026.
I move we approve the request for out-of-country travel to France, Spain, April 17th through the 25th, 2026, if I can chaperone.
Second.
All right, having been moved and seconded, any discussion?
So I'll just let you guys know, because I know Georgiana was online. It's very similar to the trip that she took not too long ago. And obviously, it's in 2026, and they're actually starting fundraising for this trip now. So I thought before they start fundraising, the board should at least approve the concept of the trip early on. So they will be starting to fundraise. So that's really why it's in here so early.
David, go ahead.
I'm just really excited. These occasions are such a fantastic opportunity to a growth for the students.
Wendy?
My son went on this trip, and it is wonderful for our students to go on, and this was really well done. So I'm so excited for them.
No, it's great.
And again, like she did, they actually did it with RSU2, one of the schools from RSU2 as well. So they're going to be doing the same thing. So again, it offers that opportunity to connect with students from another school as well, abroad, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that is great, great stuff. We will call for a roll call.
Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian,
See and wait.
David T, you've got to follow that now.
I can't beat that. Yes, I approve.
And Claire. Yes. It passes unanimously.
That's great.
Thank you.
All righty. Now, number 8, executive session to consider labor contract, I'm assuming this was proposal between RSU 38 administrators and the RSU 38 Board of Directors pursuant to 1 MRSA 405D.
I move we go into executive session to consider labor contract proposal between RSU 38 administrators and the board RSU 38 Board of Directors pursuant to 1 MSRA 405.
Second.
Haven't been moved and seconded, and we'll call for a roll call.
Okay, Wendy,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
David G,
Yes.
Annie,
Yes.
Tyler,
Yes.
Leslie,
Yes.
Patricia,
Yes.
Rebecca,
Yes.
Sean,
Yes.
Brian T,
Yes.
David T,
Yes.
and Claire. So we are now in executive session unanimously.
Are you ready to go, Diane?
Move to
All
adjourn.
right, motion to adjourn.
Second.
Have a good night.